Hello Gemini, welcome to your end of April 2017 tarot update. As you can see, I have already laid out the cards because I'm starting over again. And basically, I just wanted to tell you that there's going to be a new moon on April 26th, and this is going to be in Taurus, and Taurus is your 12th house of the woo, which means mysticism, and I was going to say things that go bump in the night. But actually past lives, so karmic stuff, mental health, secrets, stuff that you may have been suppressing. This is a new moon though, not a full moon. So this is more about new beginnings in this area. New beginnings in the way that you deal with matters of prophecy or just mysticism in general. So great time to start yoga and meditation practices and just honor that side of life in general. That's one of the things that I would say, if you don't really believe in new moons and full moons and, you know, having power or all that stuff, then at least look at it symbolically and say, you know, should I? I've always been meaning to start a yoga practice, but I just never get around to it. Okay, maybe I'll do it now. So, let me begin. The overall theme for this time period is the Justice card. So this could be something that was unfair being righted in your favor. I always think of legal cases. This is a general reading, so it doesn't have to be just divorces, but it can be. It can also be inheritance issues, any kind of lawsuits that you have been involved with that may be sorted out and you get the favorable verdict in it. But it could just be in your life in general. For instance, if you were working at a certain place of employment and maybe you felt like somebody else was given a promotion that you had worked for, that maybe you had seniority, maybe you I guess that's what seniority is, isn't it? Being there longer, and somebody else just waltzed in and it's like they seem to just hopscotch right in front of you, and you're like, what happened? You know, there must be favoritism. So what could have happened is that maybe they realized, the higher-ups realized that you had been given a short, you had been shortchanged, and so maybe they are trying to make it up to you, or you called it to their attention and they're making it up to you. Let me just keep going and we'll see. Past position, the Hierophant connects to Taurus, so a Taurus person it could be, but these are institutions. Yeah, I mean, this could be a marriage that, you know, broke up. Maybe you're not divorced yet, maybe you're legally separated, but it could also have to do with a corporation, a corporate environment where everyone has to kind of fit in to their little role, and perhaps you were playing the game, and for whatever reason, you still did not get what was coming to you. And so maybe you're seeking justice. Maybe it hasn't like actually occurred, but maybe you're seeking it out. What is accompanying this at the present time is the Seven of Pentacles. This is suggesting that your investment may pay off. Maybe you need to give it some time. Maybe you're being too impatient. If you're investing in something like a job and you're Maybe you are being the one that is too quick to expect a promotion. So sometimes people think that seniority is the only thing that determines somebody's right to be, to advance, and they may have other ideas. They may say, no, this person may have not been here as long as you, but they have more qualifications because they worked somewhere else, and they were doing the thing that we're promoting them to. And so, yeah, I can understand how you feel, but actually they did deserve this promotion. So in that case, it might be a question of being very conscious of what is happening around you and seeing if there are tangible results. Because according to this card, there are things that are already sprouting, if you will, that are in your favor, and you just need to kind of be as aware as possible of these things. Like, in other words, don't ignore if there are wonderful things happening in your life just because you didn't get the one thing that you thought you were going to get. Don't look at it that negatively. In private matters, if there's a relationship, there could be a relationship with someone who is a Taurus and a Libra, and maybe the Taurus relationship is the one that needs to be assessed, or maybe the Taurus was in the past, the Libra is in the present, and you're deciding whether or not the Libra person is, where it's at. The higher message is Page of Cups. You may be being too naive about the situation. Someone may be telling you some things that are not true, or are shading the truth, and perhaps you are living in a fantasy and you're not seeing things as they really are because you want to have them be a certain way. It can sometimes mean, pages can indicate messages. So it can indicate that a message that has to do with love or some other sort of emotional issue may be something that plays an important part in what is happening. Just like I had said, we have Venus going direct mid-month, and it's going to be in Pisces when it goes direct, and this card is associated with Pisces. But Mercury is going to be retrograde. So there may be messages that, or I shouldn't just say messages, communication with someone that is of a romantic nature, maybe specifically with a Pisces person that is important to you. It can, but I think in general, it's either talking about artistic matters. Maybe you are someone who is very imaginative and you're in an environment like a corporate environment where this is not something that is allowing you to exercise this part of yourself. And the Page of Cups would be saying, understand that, because what is happening is that you are, without putting it too dramatically, you're selling your soul for a paycheck, for the illusion of security, and you're neglecting that part of you that is very creative because you want something very tangible. The pentacles relate to that practicality. But it may be not enough for you. Because it's under the Justice card, this card could be also talking about fairness. Are you expecting fairness in your relationships, including your work relationships? Or are you being too naive about other people's motives? Maybe people are screwing you over and not giving you what you deserve, either like financially or in terms of a job position that you were wanting. Maybe you're like believing everything they say and they're not being honest with you in some way. But this can also speak to a person in your life, you know. You may be somebody that has gone through a divorce or is about to get divorced or separated, and you're dealing with a partner and you're wondering if this person is going to be a permanent partner, but you're not seeing things clearly. You're seeing things in them that aren't there, and that's making you gullible. The card that crosses you is the King of Wands. This can be the person that I'm talking about here in a romantic relationship. It could be an Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. And this would be somebody who may have a bad temper. And this may be someone during either the Mercury retrograde or even the Venus retrograde. Now that Venus is direct, it doesn't mean that you're still not dealing with the aftermath of this person. I'm thinking specifically Aries, but no, it could be, I don't know. Leo, I always associate Leo with royalty, so I don't know if this card is connected to a specific fire sign, but just somebody who throws their weight around and they're not being a good leader. So in a work situation, it could be that you're dealing with a boss who is an autocrat, who is a tyrant, a petty tyrant, you know, who doesn't feel powerful in their own life, and so they use their workplace to feel powerful, to feel self-important. And this may just be one more nail in the coffin in terms of you staying at a certain business. Now, interpreting, you know, career-wise, interpreting that first row, you could have something on the side with the Seven of Pentacles that you're constantly looking to see. Can I make a living off of this? Can I support myself full-time from this? You know, is this going to grow? Is this getting better? Am I going to make more money at this? While you're doing a day job, like a corporate type of a job that you don't like. So I should have mentioned that as well. And so the King of Wands in reverse could be the nail in the coffin, where it makes a decision for you. You're no longer concerned about how much money you're making at the second job. You're just like, I'm out of here. I can't take it any longer. But this could be in your private life, and this could be somebody who's very controlling. And also, if they have a bad temper, they use that temper. They may have a bad temper, and they use it as a way to control you as well. What is coming in is the Knight of Pentacles. This can be an individual. It's associated with Taurus, but I also think a Capricorn. But it could easily be a facet of yourself. That is, in what I would say is, if you really do not like, if you're not getting along with somebody who is your supervisor, who is very demanding and controlling, you may, in your mind, decide, I'm just going to work my butt off and save as much money as I can for 3 months or 6 months or 9 months or a year. I don't know if you'd last that long, and I'm just going to get out of here. And you may just have tunnel vision, where you're just doing that, and you're going to just work really hard and save up your money. This could be somebody else who comes in, if it's in your love life. Again, underneath that Hierophant, Taurus energy. Somebody very dependable, somebody that you can count on. The outcome is the Seven of Swords in reverse. Again, with the Page of Cups, naivete. You may find out that somebody has been stepping out on you. And actually, the Seven of Swords in reverse can indicate a confession. So someone may actually come to you. Maybe, you know, it's funny that swords, so maybe the other person is a Libra. And the other swords are Gemini and Aquarius. Maybe they come to you and they tell you that they did something that they shouldn't have done. They cheated. Or if it's a work situation, that they said something bad about you to advance ahead of you. They poisoned the well, or they took credit for your ideas. Because the Seven of Swords can indicate deception or theft of a physical property, but because they're swords, I often think of intellectual property. Because swords and thoughts. So yeah, very interesting. Very interesting. So one thing that I would say for you, Gemini, is this month, in the month of April, or actually in late April, the sun will be going from Aries to Taurus, which is your 12th house, okay? So, for the month before your birthday, and this will be at the very least until late May, you're going to have the sun in the 12th house, as well as, I don't know offhand, I'm sure Venus, and possibly Venus will be there at some point. I don't want to get into that, but you're going to have the sun in the 12th house. So it's going to be a time when you may feel even like your vitality has dropped. The sun is your vitality, and in the 12th house it becomes obscured, and everything becomes quieter. So you may not, this may be a lot of interior stuff that's going on for you. You can almost say karmic. Maybe there's a lot of karmic stuff playing itself out. Sometimes I think of betrayals as karmic, you know, and you could even say with the Justice card, maybe evening the score in some way. So understand that, and know that if April doesn't seem like it's a month of movement, that usually with the sun in the 12th house, it's not going to be. There may be exceptions, but in general, it's a time of reflection and a time of rest. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below. Take care. Bye.